Mic check 1, 2. All right. Man, we hit a lot of snags tonight. That's why I'm getting started so late. Yeah, I don't even know if I was gonna be able to start my computer at first, but I was able to breeze through it pretty quickly, and I'm only 12 minutes behind. So that's a win, I guess, right? If you're able to solve technical issues within short periods of time. Stupid gnat. Probably means I need to brush my teeth if I got gnats dancing in front of my face. So, we already have an interesting night. An attempted assassination against Trump at one of his rallies today. It appears to have clipped his ear, and possibly he might have been shot in the torso. Um, I haven't confirmed the torso shot just yet, but from certain pictures, it looks like he might have been shot in the abdomen or maybe the chest. We'll have to kind of wait and see um, how that turns out. But he's alive, and I think at this point there's no shame in wearing a bulletproof helmet. I think that would actually be kind of interesting to see a president do, as if he went out there with some body armor. I think that actually shows a bit of little strength, and that you're not willing to go down easily. And I think that should be something. I mean, he obviously has a bulletproof vest, but something for the head, especially it being the most important asset when it comes to your body, motor functions, just running a country, that type of thing, which is what the main question is towards Biden at this point. Yeah, I mean, it's just the slow build up before the Democratic Party just caves in on Biden, it seems like. Um, it looks like he's probably gonna still win the nomination, but there's speculation to some of the DNC rules on what they could do with him after he wins the nomination. Um, just to say the least, if he is unfit for duty, even if he is selected. And then there's obviously the 25th Amendment as well, if that doesn't work. So I don't know. We'll see how long Biden will fight to keep his place as the candidate, but it seems like the um funders, the Democratic Party's funders, are starting to, I guess, lash out more and more as they notice and agree with well, the lamestream media, as Trump calls it. Actually, I don't like calling it that, but I'm trying to come up with like a better term for the mainstream because I don't think it's mainstream anymore. I do agree with Michael Malice on that. I do think that they are um, subsiding and just falling in ratings. They're just in decline. So yeah, we got part one of Far Cry 6 tonight after we get done with the news. I have not played this game yet. I think I don't know the story, but if I remember correctly, I want to say it has something to do with the cartel. I could be completely wrong with that, so forgive me if I'm wrong. It does have the actor from Breaking Bad. I forgot his name. I don't know if the little boy is famous, but yeah. Anyways, I've loved all the other Far Cry games for the most part, so it's nice to be able to play Far Cry 6. Um, yeah, they're usually really fast-paced, fun games. I needed me a good first-person shooter, so I think this will do the job for me for tonight. But anyways, let's hop into some of this Trump surviving his assassination attempt. Get this off screen. Oh yeah, let me get my new banner up too. Take 2 seconds. There we go. There we go. Far Cry 6 banner. Hope everybody didn't miss me too much last night. Gotta have my bits of fun every now and again too, you know. Which, I like doing this, don't get me wrong. But I gotta enjoy the real world too. So yeah. Let's see how we're doing over here. Live stream up. We good, y'all? Okay, let's talk about this assassination attempt. Let's pull it up right here real quick. New York Times front page doing its best to minimize the assassination attempt. Let's repost that real quick. You might read over that since it's fresh. This only happened a few hours ago, so it's still pretty fresh. Former President Donald Trump was shot during a rally in Pennsylvania, but was not seriously injured. The shooter was apprehended by police, and the incident is under investigation by the Secret Service. The event has been condemned by political figures across the spectrum, including President Joe Biden, former President Barack Obama, and various senators and representatives. Elon Musk publicly endorsed Trump following the incident, expressing his support for Trump's recovery. There are reports suggesting Trump was hit by glass fragments from a teleprompter, but these details are still being confirmed. So Barack Obama says there's absolutely no place for political violence in our democracy. Though we don't yet know exactly what happened, we should all be relieved that former President Trump wasn't seriously hurt, and use this moment to recommit ourselves Actually, let me repost this, and I'm going to read this on my on the larger screen. Let's move this over here. Yeah, and something load. We're still connected. Oh yeah, I need to close that out. That might help. Don't take too long. Running a show here. Put it up on the big screen. But don't take too long, damn it. We should all be relieved that former President Trump wasn't seriously hurt, and use this moment to recommit ourselves to civility and respect in our politics. Michelle and I are wishing him a quick recovery. Never ever forget that the Democratic Party encouraged, fundraised for, and bailed out of prison literal domestic terrorists, and murderers when it was politically convenient to them. This video is hard to watch. This behavior is demonic. This is from 2022. I'm trying to figure out what this is real quick. If it's something stupid, I'm going to turn it off. Come on now.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represented extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. And they fan the flames of political violence that are a threat to our personal rights, to the pursuit of justice, to the rule of law, to the very soul of this country. They embrace anger. They thrive on chaos. The willingness to engage in political violence is fatal to democracy. More and more talk about violence as an acceptable political tool. Go home! in this country. There is no place for political violence in America. Period. None. Ever.
AT&T customer. You got to listen to this. The company just revealed that nearly all of its customers, more than 100 million people, have been hit by hackers in a massive data breach, exposing their text messages and their phone logs. Joining us now, NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chug. This is awful.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And basically what AT&T disclosed this morning is that
I just realized I had my mic off that entire time. I'm sorry, y'all.
during a period between May and roughly the end of October in 2022, basically all phone calls and text messages were accessed illegally by some bad actor. Now, for what it's worth, AT&T says that the contents of phone calls and text messages were not included in the breach, but merely the text numbers that you reached out to, or basically whoever you were calling or texting, those numbers were identifiable. And even though there's no personal...
Why are they confident of that?
Well, that's what they say. Again, we're looking into this, and law enforcement officials are working with AT&T to try to figure out the nature of exactly what happened here. They do say that one person was apprehended, at least.
You got to listen to this. The company just revealed that nearly all of its customers, more than 100 million people, have been hit by hackers in a massive data breach, exposing their text messages and their phone logs. Joining us now, NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chug. This is awful.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And basically what AT&T disclosed this morning is that during a period between May and roughly the end of October in 2022, basically all phone calls and text messages were accessed illegally by some bad actor. Now, for what it's worth, AT&T says that the contents of phone calls and text messages were not included in the breach, but merely the text numbers that you reached out to, or basically whoever you were calling or texting, those numbers were identifiable. There's no personal...
Why are they confident of that?
Well, that's what they say. Again, we're looking into this, and law enforcement officials are working with AT&T to try to figure out the nature of exactly what happened here. They do say that one person was apprehended, at least one person was apprehended, but law enforcement officials are continuing to work with not just AT&T, but the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, in investigating exactly what happened.
So what are they telling customers about what to do in the face of this?
Well, they're telling customers to just be aware of any sort of unusual activity. If you get any sort of spam or phishing messages by email, it could be linked to this information that was illegally accessed. But they also say that they're working quickly to try to resolve the vulnerability that was related in this instance, and then also advising customers that they'll provide any updates.
So they got text message, phone logs. Any indication that they got emails or any info like that?
Yeah, so it just seems to be limited to phone calls and text messages. And again, the contents were, according to AT&T, not allegedly part of that. So basically, let's say, for example, there's a text message between me and my mom. They saw the phone numbers that were involved in that particular exchange, but they don't know what was said or exchanged. But again, we don't know what's been done with this information. We don't know if this is being, released or sold somewhere. Yeah. Regardless, someone accessed this illegally, and they're trying to look into it.
All right, Brian Chung. Brian, thank you very much.
Okay. So this is one of the famous photos, I guess now. This is reposted by Elon Musk after the attempted assassination. He's bleeding from his ear right here. Let's actually get a close-up real quick. So they're saying that a piece of glass from the teleprompter flew off and cut his ear. So it wasn't actually a bullet that clipped his ear. But I guess we'll know more after the investigation. Now, I'm not sure if this is actually true. This journalist is fringe and says a lot of wild things sometimes, Matt Wallace. He says, let's take a moment to appreciate this hero for killing the shooter only seconds after he opened fire on President Trump, likely saving his life. I heard he was apprehended, the shooter was. At least that's also what even the X report said from Grok. Actually, I'm not even sure if I can show this. Yeah, I don't think I can show this particular video, at least on YouTube. I could turn off YouTube real quick. Sorry, YouTube. We're closing you down. We're going to be starting this game here soon, too. I'm actually going to go ahead and get it started in the background. Get this ball rolling. Get that loading. I'm doing multiple things, y'all. Get to that in a second. But if you did neutralize them, that's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. Oh, InfoWars is doing an emergency broadcast. Interesting. I didn't even know about that until now. First, the Dems try to